Some of you know me, but a lot of people don't. My name is David Hall. I own the hugely successful Clean Plumber in Sydney. That business has allowed us to double our profits every single year for the last 5 years. Today I'm going to reveal two of the secrets we did in that business. There are a lot of secrets, but today I'm going to give you those secrets, two of them, that helped us forge that company from the ground up. Before I do that, I have to tell you about the journey that I went on. It started 15 years ago when I purchased my father's business. I was young, naive, I really didn't know what I was doing. I took over this business and I thought I was a king. I had 4 employees, including myself and my wife Jo. I thought I was a king of everything. But I wanted to be the king too. That was my ego. I took that business and I just pumped every ounce of energy I had into that business. There was nothing left. I gave it everything I could. I was failing dismally. I had no idea what I was doing. I had none of the structure, none of the strategies that you're learning right now. I looked at the business and I said, what are we doing wrong in this business? What we were doing was we were following every other business of its time. We were turning up late. We were dirty. As in, looked dirty. Clarify that because there are some stories about plumbers that they're untrue. Totally untrue. I used to wear a flannelette shirt, footy shorts and black army boots. And when it got hot, off came the flannelette shirt and it was a blue singlet. Very nice. But that's all they did back then. That's all the trade industry. There was no one leading the way that could show these people that there was another way of doing business. We worked out, we weren't even charging the right amount of money. We were charging back then, I believe it was something like $40 odd an hour, and we were going backwards so fast that we were 3 months away from going broke. At that point, Joe was in the office, it was myself and Joe. I was out on the tools, stressed with my eyeballs, working 7 days a week, 14-hour days. Joe was in the office with our 6-week-old baby, our firstborn Chelsea. We had to have Chelsea down in the bottom, underneath the main office, and we had to try and nurse her while we were doing the business. Extremely tough times. But Joe's a champion, and Joe got us through those hard times. I couldn't see anything that I was doing that was wrong. I was just following everybody. But we were going broke, and we were 3 months away from going broke. We had to sit down and take stock of where we were. We pulled that business apart over 3 days of a long weekend, Easter long weekend break. We put that business back together again as the Clean Plumber. The Clean Plumber, we came up with 9 guarantees. We came up with our USDs. We cleaned ourselves up. No longer was I going to wear the flannelette shirt. No longer was I going to wear the blue singlet, dirty army boots. I invented the original clean boot to go over my shoes, so I wasn't going to make dirty marks through the floors. We totally changed everything in 3 days. We created a whole new way of doing business. But then we had to take it to the staff. We had to take it to them and show them that this was a new way of doing business. I can still remember people. My staff at the time, I think we've gone from 4, we may be about 6 or 7 at the time, and I said, okay guys, this is what we're doing, it's a clean plumber. They said, what? There's no such thing as a clean plumber. I said, well there is now, and we're going to do things differently. They started shaking, they were physically shaking. We had young guys that were just out of their time, 19 years of age, were shaking because I said to them, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go up and actually speak to the customer. You're going to go and have... They said, what? Speak to them. You're going to have to engage with them. And we actually, back then, we had a script that they had to read. And they had to do a test with me to get the job. They had to read the script. They had to knock on the front door. I'd open, and they would just go, hey, Mel, because this is the interview to get into the Clean Plumber. They were physically ill. But when I showed them the benefits, I sat with them and I said, if we do this, this will change everybody, everything. This will change the industry. This will change us and you guys. And I promise you, I said to them, I promise you, this is not the wrong thing to do. This is the right thing to do. So after taking them and getting their trust and getting them on board, we then had to take it to the clients. Now we had all sorts of wonderful ideas about doing this. We had a 5-acre property we were running a business out of and we were paying rent for it, which we no longer do. We own our property and we pay ourselves rent from it. But we took this 5-acre property and I said to Joe, let's put a big band out the front there, let's have jumping castles and let's have a quartet of people. Man, that was going off. I had no money, but it was going off. I thought, this is the launch, this is what we need to do. I simmered that back down again and I took the clowns off the roof and I said, why don't we just do a newspaper article? So, pretty boring. But that launched us in 2002, I believe it was. A newspaper wrote an article about this crazy plumber who gave $30 cash back if he's late. Now, that doesn't seem a lot these days because today, if we're late, your plumbing's free. You don't pay a cent. I don't care if the job's $100,000. You don't pay a cent if we're late. And we have people on the clock going, be late, be late, be late, be late. But we're not going to be late. We can't be late. But that's the culture we've created. That's the culture that we've created within the company, and then we took it to the clients. We announced it via a newspaper article. We've got people to talk about it. We've got radio shows to talk about us. All within the community, because I'm Sydney based. I can't travel too far because I don't want to be late. We have to be very smart about what we're doing. So 2 of the things that we did to change the way we do business. We gave the business something that all businesses should have. We gave the business a message. We gave the business a message and something that every employee and every client that we ever touch could hang their hats on. That message was, we'll give you more value in the service call than we'll take from you in payment. We also came up with, if we're late, your plumbing's free. That was a guarantee to the client that they were going to get the very best service from us, as well as cleaning up after ourselves, as well as talking to someone else, talking to a manager. Thanks for throwing me off there. But we gave them a message. We took that message and I took it to the meetings. Everyone that was involved in our business had to come to a meeting on a Wednesday morning, whether you were sick or whatever. I didn't care. You had to come to the meeting. And I would stand there on the stage, I would stand there and I would just stand there and just give it to them. I would tell them exactly what I wanted them to do. But I would actually ask them in a nice way. Say, if you do this, this will happen. If you don't do this, that happens, and that's the door. Because if you're not on board, I can't go forward. I need your help. I ask them for their help. I ask them to help me create a business that will double its income, its profits, every year, 5 years. 5 years in a row. And I said, if you do this for me, if you help me do this, I'll actually share the profits with you. We built in incentive schemes. We brought in holidays and dinners for 2. Romantic dinners, we would just give them away to people. We help them. We help them and their families. We now have a 5-year club. If you've been employed with me for 5 years, I'll fly you and your family, no matter how many kids you've got, and some of them have got 6 kids. I think at last count we took 25 of them away to Hamilton Island, put them up in a beautiful home, all their own little homes, and we also had a big house for ourselves where we held little meetings. But we do that for them because that's part of sharing the profits. I don't have to give them handouts all the time. I can let them experience what we do. Take them to some wonderful places in the world. We give them cash bonuses. We give them whatever we can. But I always say to them, without any profit in the business, there isn't anything to give away. because I'm going to pay myself, Joe's going to pay herself, and we want to share the rest for everybody. So we got them on board. We got them on board the message, and we just drove it home. So find your company's message. Find a message you can hang your hats on, and your clients can hang their hats on, and then tell everybody. Tell them till their ears bleed. And if they're bleeding, turn up at hospital and bang them some more. Get the message into their head that you are who you are and this is what you do. And watch them follow you. They will want to follow you. They'll want to be part with you. I chose the path of being a boss or an employer and have employees. It was the only way that I knew that I could leverage my income. So I worked out very quickly that me digging holes in the ground and filling them back in again was not going to give me the income that I wanted or what my wife wanted Joe. So I had to leverage myself. But when you leverage yourself with staff, if you haven't got them on board with the message, you haven't got them. And everything just starts to implode. As it did with us. We had staff stealing from us, stealing our clients. I had one person steal a $500,000 a year contract from me from right under my nose. I had it signed and he just took it. He incubated his business in my business and stole that contract. That was $500,000 a year income when we had no money. I was blind to the whole thing. I had no message when I was there. I was just letting anybody in. Now you have to qualify to get into the company. Find your message and hammer it home to everybody. The other thing we did was we took massive action. I took massive action on myself. I realised if I wanted things to change in my life, I had to change things in my life. It's a really powerful statement. Nothing will change unless you start to change yourself. And I started to change myself. I changed the way I looked. I changed the way I spoke to my clients, spoke to my staff. I treated everybody with respect. I made sure that they understood that I was changing first. And for me to change, I would like you to follow with me. I took massive action on everything we were doing. I took massive action on my learning. I read hundreds of books, listened to countless CDs. I implemented as much as I could, as fast as I could. Brendan's referred to me as the rocket man. He says he doesn't know anybody that can implement so many things so fast into his business and actually have them work. Now, not all of them worked. Not all of them worked. I'm mad. I've got some crazy ideas about business and how to perform and get things moving. Not all of them worked. But it didn't matter to me because I could think up 100 a week, put them into my business, test, fail. One works, slot that into the business, and let's move on again. That took a huge amount of energy, a huge amount of passion. I still today am as passionate about my business as I was 15 years ago. Even more so, it just comes out in everything I do. Find your company's message. Hammer it home to everyone that will listen to you. Take extraordinary lengths to get that massive action into your business. Make sure you study well, implement until it works. If it doesn't work, take it out, slot another one in there. Create the passion and the energy just comes in there and follows you. I'll leave you with just one more thing today. You've all decided to become entrepreneurs for your own reason. If that reason is to be the very best in your field, then go for that. If it's to have time with your family, you can have that too. If it's to earn $1 million, you can have that. You all have the power and the knowledge inside of you to create your own cash-generating machine. You know that. Take some action, implement the message, and get your dream. Well, thank you very much for listening to me today. I hope